make a start then. There's measuring and matting and layering. Right, now I know I said I was using the Camellia cluster and the embossing folder and everything, but I'm not actually going to stencil with it today because I've done this in the past 2-3 times in different ways. And you know, when I do my lives, I go through the stenciling with you, and then I say, and I'll cut that out later and I'll use it on another project. Well, today is one of those days. I'm using one that I did ages and ages ago, probably one of the first ones that I did, and I'm using that on today's project. Right, so let's get onto the card. It's a floating diamond card, I think that's what it's called. And I've seen 2 or 3 of these, and it wasn't the one I'd planned. I was going to do a double diamond floating card, but making samples, I got carried away making samples and I just ran out of time, so it is what it is. Okay, so basically we're starting with 2 6x6 cards, and then what I've done this already because it's boring to watch anyway. I've scored both cards in exactly the same way. Now I don't know whether you can see those score lines. It's a bit dark in here this morning, but this reflection is off my phone. So I've scored it at 3 inches, both sides, on both cards, so both exactly the same. And then I've turned it round, and on the short end, I've marked 3 inches. Okay? Right, so first things first is we're making our diamond shapes, alright? So we're going to cut off these corner triangles, hence the mark on the card here. Now what you're going to do is line it up with the score line and the cut mark. Right, now we're going to score this. Now this is quite thick card, but I mean it would work on Lisa's card. I did a test piece yesterday, and this is really quite thin, but I do think that once you've got all your elements on, I do think it would be okay. It's not a 250 GSM card. It's probably about 200, 180 to 200. Morning, Lindsay. But I think once you've got all your other elements on, I think it probably would be okay. But I wanted to use white card on today's, but I didn't want to use Lisa's card because I'm waiting for my card stock to arrive, and I didn't want to run out. Bearing in mind the postal strikes, I didn't want to run out of card stock. Now then, look at my prototype. So you want these as a mounting fold, these end ones, then a valley, then a mountain. Okay, doesn't really matter because if you find you've done it wrong, you can just bend it the other way and rescore it. It won't matter. Alright, we don't need that because I think I've done all my cutting. Right, so what you need to do, see I've done that wrong now, that should have been a valley, not a mountain. Silly dawn. Okay, so you need to join these 2 pieces together. I would do that before you do anything else, okay? Purely and simply because it will give you something to follow. So we're going to not glue them together, we're going to tape them together. But before I tape them together, I am going to put my card, my matting and layering behind this, because it will make it easier for me to see where I'm going. Alright, so what you need for this bit is 6 pieces of your backing card, and your backing card should be 2 6/8 by 5 6/8, and my designer paper is 2.5 by 5.5. okay, and I'm just gonna, I've done most of them, I've already glued them down, but I just wanted to leave one ready to do, just to sort of run through the measurements with you so that you could see where I was going really. So these papers are from the Pretty Petals pack. That was one of Lisa's first paper packs that she ever brought out, and I think I must have had four different packs of this. Oh, it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So these are going on the back, and these are from the Spots and Dots, and then these are going on the front. So these are going to go here like this. All right, now I think what I'll do is I'll put all these down now, so that they're sort of in place and I haven't got to worry about them again. And then I can glue my tape my triangles together, which will give me my base for my diamonds at the front. So those are my panels already done. Now I'm going to join these together, okay, because my front diamond is going to sit on here, right? Yeah, I would if I'd got time to be honest, but if you'd have seen my desk and my floor yesterday, well, it was hideous. Miriam would have a funny turn if she saw my craft room yesterday, I tell you. It's no good being in my craft room if you've got OCD or anything like that. It looks okay now because I've tidied up, but yesterday there was stuff everywhere. Now then, you don't have to worry about taking the backing off this red liner tape. I'm using red liner because it's a bit stronger than ordinary tape. So I just want those to be held together like that, okay? And when I've put my topper on here, you won't see any of the tape and it will hold that together properly, okay? So for your toppers, you're going to need 3 pieces of white as your base card, and that is 4 1/8 by 4 1/8 or 10.5 centimetres square. No problem, Linda, you can always catch up, you know that. And then you're going to need your backing card, you sort of matting and layering, and then that's 3 15/16. I know that sounds trivial, but that's what it measures, 10 centimetres squared. And then you need your paper for on the top, your designer paper, and that is 3 5/8 by 3 5/8 or 9.5 by 9.5 centimetres. Okay, now I've already done these two, and you can see there's no designer paper on this one because this is the one that's going on here, and it should fit hopefully just inside that triangle there, which it does. So let's glue that one down first, like so. I'm using plenty, not that I need to because the glue's amazing, but I just want to make doubly sure that I'm sticking this down to last, which, you know, with Lisa's glue it will anyway. It's just a belt and braces job really. Okay, so if I keep my finger on that for a little while, it just fits inside that diamond shape. Okay, now that's going to keep that together beautifully. Okay, so you can see now when it stands up, that diamond will stand that up in the middle for you. All right, now then, I'm going to put this one on here. Okay, but before, shall I do that first? Let me put these together first. Let's just put these, glue these down, and then we can put this one in place as well, and then we can add our Camellia cluster. So if I put that down first, and you can see how lovely it looks with just a smallest matte and layer on here. I mean, it's 1/2 centimetre difference in size, and I think it's just enough. I think it's a perfect matte and layer. Okay, so there's my matting and layering done, and I think what we'll do is we'll put this down here now. so that it's done. Yeah, so we only need the glue on half of this diamond. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that over, draw a little pencil line just inside the line, and then I know that I'm only putting glue in the right place, because otherwise you could end up with glue all over the place and you don't want that. But again, I'm being quite generous because I want it to be secure. So let's pop that down there like so. And again, just fits inside that diamond beautifully. Okay. Like that. Now then, we're going to put this on here, and I am going to glue it down. So I'm only going in the middle because I don't want to go across the edges and spoil my papers underneath. So just make sure that you've got it in the middle and just press it down firmly. Okay, so that when you stand it up now, that one will fold out the front and that one folds across the front, so that when you fasten it, that will come and join that one, so that gives you your front of your card. All right, so obviously you don't want these panels here to be white, do you? So this is where your other two panels come in, and I'm putting those on there. So we'll do that now, and then we can go and decorate the main card. Okay, let's pop that on there. Now then, when you've finished this, you will have two pieces on the back that are white. Now you can write your sentiment on there, or you can do another two panels and include a panel of white on the top, so that you can still write your sentiment, but that you haven't got bare white card if you want to. Totally up to you. It's not a must, it's not a necessity. It's however you want to finish it, really. I'm leaving mine blank because that's obviously where I will write my sentiment when I send it out. You've got to leave yourself somewhere to write your greeting to whoever you're sending the card to, haven't you? Okay, so that's that. So now when you fasten this, you've got a complete card all done in pattern, and it looks beautiful. Okay, this is always going to stay white because there's no need to put anything on top of it, because once it's fastened you won't see it anyway. Okay, so you're just sort of wasting paper, if you like. Right, this is my Camellia cluster that I cut up. All right, and I know it's a bit sort of sacrilege to cut it up once you've done it, but I really do think it's worth it. I think it's just a way of having something really pretty without having, you haven't sort of had to work too hard on it. Do you know what I mean? It's just something that looks nice. Now you can put it wherever you want to put it. Okay, I've cut this up in three. I sort of played around with it yesterday and decided where I wanted everything. I might have changed my mind now, but I quite like, not sure whether I want the little one on at all. I've got two sentiments here, and these sentiments are from the WASHI sets that you saw me use on Monday. Right, so I've got two sentiments here, one I'm putting on here and one I'm putting on here. Okay, so I think my favourite friend would go on the one on the front, because that's the one you'll see when they take the card out of the envelope, and I'm going to put that on there, I think. And then this one, the Sending You Sunshine, I can either put there and keep that in the corner, or not use that and just use that, or I could use that one up there on top of that. I think I quite like that. yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So you see, I messed around with it yesterday and I decided where I was putting everything, and I've changed it all this morning because I couldn't remember which bit went where, and it just depends how the mood takes you, I suppose, as to how you sort of display things when you come to finish it off. It's and I've cut it so that it sits on the designer paper, okay, so it's still matted and layered, and you can still see those matted and layered layers. So it's, and the colours, the reason I chose this was because the colours tied in perfectly. It wasn't planned, I just knew I'd got a Camellia cluster already coloured somewhere, and when I found it, I'd already cut all my papers and everything, and I thought, wow, that's just fate, isn't it? It's got to be. So I'm just going to 3D the sentiment and pop that on there. I'll put the small piece down first, and then I'll put the bigger piece so that it overlaps. Okay, so I'll put that piece up there, and again it's cut to match the designer paper layer rather than the matted layer, because I think that looks better. Okay. So just pop that down there, and you see it doesn't look really out of place. It just looks like flowers on top of flowers, because that's what they do, don't they? You know? And then I can flip this tape off here and just pop my sentiment down so that it's actually in the corner there and straight. I think it's straight. So that when you fasten it, you've got your paper on the front, your sentiment's not straight, your sentiment on the front, now it's straight. Job done. How beautiful does that look? And it's so not my colours. Yes, pretty pastel colours, but you know, not really. I'm not a pretty pastel-y person really. I like really nice bold purples and pinks and reds and whatever, although red scares me a little bit. But you can use whatever papers you've got in your stash, whatever cardstock you've got in your stash. It would be perfect for Christmas cards. It's something a little bit different, and it's really quite a substantial card. So when you stand it up, that front piece will come out to meet your other diamond, and it stands beautifully on somebody's mantelpiece. It's not going to fall over, so they overlap beautifully when it's stood up. So I'm really pleased with that. I really think that's a really pretty card. It's just something a little bit different to the norm, isn't it? So that's my card for today. Thanks ever so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate your company, and I enjoy our little chats, so thanks for that. See you soon, everybody. Bye for now.